I don't know if you know this, but Rocket League requires a lot of game sense. But what on earth is game sense, you may ask? Good question, Average Plat 3. Game sense is the non-mechanical part of the game, everything that has to do with your awareness and decision making. So for example, when you go for an air dribble, that's you executing the air dribble mechanic. But when you're about to go for an air dribble and you stop because maybe it's not a good idea to go for an air dribble with 30 boost, that's you using your game sense to make a decision based on the information available. And the same goes for a lot of in-game decisions you have to make while playing. So today we're gonna talk about 6 game sense mistakes you're probably making in Rocket League. Number 1. Not looking at your boost before making a play. The first one we're gonna touch is actually what we just saw in the intro, and it's a prevalent mistake in low to mid rank, starting to disappear as you rank up. Although I just know I'm gonna see comments from some of you saying,
I'm a supersonic Busticat and my teammates still do this. Shut up, Frowzy.
which may be true, but remember we are talking about the average player here. Going back to the mistake itself, the solution to this is obvious, right? Just look at your boost before making a play and decide what you're gonna do based on that. In principle, yes, but there's a bit more to this. The real reason players make this mistake in the first place is because they don't know how much boost they need to make a certain play or do a specific mechanic. And this is because, in part, they're used to practice them in free play with unlimited boost. And one way to correct this is by turning off unlimited boost in free play. I know it sounds like a drag, but believe me that it helps a ton, and you don't even have to do it all the time. Just try it one day on, one day off, and see how it feels. This is gonna help you not just know how much boost you need to move around and get up to the ball, but it's also gonna help you with mistake number 2, not learning small pads patterns. This one is huge, and it's one of the game sense mistakes coaches and pros first mention when talking about improvement, especially for low ranks. The reality is, the sooner you learn where small pads are on the field, the faster your boost management is gonna improve, which is so important in Rocket League. Think about this, if you're around, let's say, Diamond, you probably can go for a big boost without having to look at it a lot of the times. Now imagine if you could achieve that amazing level of awareness, but for small pads. Suddenly, there's a whole field of boost at your disposal, and you don't have to chase those 100s every time you low. Keep in mind that knowing where small pads are doesn't mean you should go for them instead of big boosts all the time now. It's just one more tool you can use to be more efficient with your boost or to beat someone to the ball or any of the multiple reasons you may need boost quick. A good training method here is to go to casual and force yourself to pick up small pads only. You're gonna feel very uncomfortable at first and probably quite lost, but soon you'll see how much you can do with very little boost, and I promise you're gonna be surprised. Number 3. Looking at the ball while dribbling. I know what you're thinking. Frowzy, what are you talking about? Where am I supposed to look when I'm dribbling? And the answer to that is, well, around. For real. Ask any pro and they will tell you that, for the most part, they don't look at the ball when they dribble. Instead, they look ahead of them, their teammates, and most important, their opponents, since their movements and decisions is what determines what they should do with the ball. And if dribbling without looking at the ball sounds hard, rest assured, it is very hard. But at some point, you're gonna have to do it. I mean, if you ever played soccer, or should I say football, so I don't get exiled from Uruguay, there's a well-known concept which is to dribble with your head up, because most players keep their head down and look at their feet to know where the ball is. But it's much more efficient to keep your head up as much as possible, so you can see more of the field, know where you and other players are, so you can have as much information as possible to make a good play. To train this, you can use a dribble workshop map if you're on PC, and if you're on console, you can go to the pillars map and make figure eights around them. You can also get on a private game with a friend and take turns on dribbling the ball while the other one defends. Make an effort not to look directly at the ball and instead focus on what's in front of you, while keeping the ball in your peripheral vision. This is gonna feel very weird at first, but with enough practice, it's gonna greatly improve your dribbling game. Number 4. Going for boost without looking at the play. This is a mistake we all struggle with, and it's a very ugly habit we had to get rid of. You know what it's like, you go for the ball, you miss, or get blocked, and now you find yourself deep into your opponent's side of the field. You maybe try going for their corner boost, but it's not there, so you go for middle boost, and it's also not there. And what 99% of low to mid rank players do? Full send to back corner boost, which is a big no-no. Or maybe yay? Well, that's the point. You don't know yet, because most of the time time it took you to go from here to here, you were looking at what was happening around you because you were in car cam looking for boost. Rocket League is a game in which a player can go from one side of the field to the other in a matter of seconds, and those seconds are the ones you wasted looking for 100 instead of what you should have done, which is align yourself with the boost you're gonna pick up and instantly go back to ball cam so you can know what to do next. I mean, you maybe don't even need to go for a big boost. If you were paying attention during mistake number 2, you know you're probably gonna be just fine with a couple small pads and staying relevant to the play. I like the way former Dignitas coach Verge puts it. He says you shouldn't commit 100% to a boost grab, especially if you're abandoning a play, before knowing where the play is going, because no matter what's happening, you should be where your team needs you to be, and a lot of times that is not where you want to be, but that's how teamwork works. Like Verge himself said, if you play Rocket League, you should definitely subscribe to Frowzy. I like his videos a lot, especially the way he quotes me. You think I'm joking, don't you? Alright, number 5. Not predicting bumps and demos. Love them or hate them, demolitions in Rocket League are not going anywhere, and learning to be aware of them is gonna greatly improve your game sense on the field. To assist me in this topic, I brought fellow YouTuber and demo expert Rocket Slash, who made his own bumps and demos masterclass on Gamers Ready, which you should definitely check out. Not being paid to say this, I really think it's a great course, really great, and also awesome. Buy it now. Now shut up and let me talk already. Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that. Sorry guys. Slash wrote this part. Just go ahead, Slash.
So as a potential demo target, you actually have two things going for you. First, a majority of the player base is not really good at going for demo plays. And secondly, it's always easier to dodge a demo than get one. A key piece of advice I'd like to give is always try and have all of your opponents in your field of view. If you can see everyone, you can relax, because no one's going to come surprise you. But if one is missing, it's a good idea to track them down and watch your back. If you're keeping everyone in your sights, it'll be very easy to spot someone going for a demo attempt. From there, how you avoid them is up to you and may vary by situation. Jumping is common, a side dodge can be even better. And if you see they're tracking you as you drive, a simple brake check is all you need to make them fly harmlessly past. Demo plays are most effective against predictable and unaware targets, so obviously you instead want to be aware and be unpredictable. Then you should have no trouble staying alive long enough to watch your brainless teammates die instead.
Alright guys, last game sense mistake you're still making in Rocket League that we're gonna talk about in this video anyway is number 6, not keeping track of your teammates and opponents' boost. And I'll be honest with you guys, this is a very hard thing to do. For most of the player base, myself included, keeping track of your own boost is hard enough. Not just because you have to physically look at it and take your eyes out of the play, but because math is hard. I actually remember a very old video from Musty recommending learning the 12 times table to know how much boost you have without having to look at it. In those cases where your tank is empty and you have to pick up a couple pads, since each of them gives you 12 boosts. But anyway, whenever I watch high-level Rocket League, pro players always seem to know roughly how much boost their teammates and opponents have, and they manage to do that by 1. Paying attention to boost grabs, especially the big pills, and 2. Timing boost respawns. Again, this is mainly for big boosts, since striking small pads, although not impossible, it's much harder. But a quick glance at the time when you pick up a big boost can help you improve your game sense by knowing when it's gonna respawn. Remember that big boosts respawn after 10 seconds while small pads take 4. So timing is one thing, but you're also gonna need to watch the other players and pay attention to when they pick up boost and how much they use. You don't really need to be constantly worried about it, and timing practice will further improve your awareness, but just as a quick example, if you see a player, whether it's your teammate or opponent, make a long aerial, you already know they're gonna have little to no boost for a few seconds after that, and then think how you can use that information. Maybe you can use that cooldown time to control the ball a little bit instead of booming it away again. Maybe. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. I truly hope you learned something new today, and if you did, let me know in the comments below. Who knows, maybe your future teammate will see it and you'll spare yourself a forfeit. Then again, probably not, that guy sounds like a douche. Okay, bye!